What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is my right out of the theater reaction for Dune Part 2, and this movie was exhausting. But it was, that's not a negative. It was exhausting in all the best ways. You're completely emotionally invested in everything that's going on. The action, the action was not over the top, but it was effective. It felt realistic. It felt grounded. Even though it was this big sci-fi epic on another planet, it felt realistic. It felt grounded. The politics felt very real. I mean, it was a different level of film than I've seen in a while. It was just, there's no other way to explain this movie than calling it special. I've seen some advanced critics who've seen it who have said that it's their one of their favorite movies of all time and it's the best movie in years and all this. And I don't know that I'm ready to say that it was one of my favorite movies of all time, but it's a special movie. And it's definitely the most powerful movie going experience I've had in quite some time. I haven't had an experience this memorable since Endgame. This is definitely a better movie than Endgame. I don't know that it's going to have the same rewatchability factor as Endgame does, but this is just, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I really kind of just want to digest it for a bit and just think about it, and that a movie has done a lot of stuff right when you just want to think about it for a while and ponder what happened and why it happened and what it could mean for our characters. And just, yeah, the storytelling here was just next level. The visuals was next level. I mean, nothing here looked CGI, nothing here looked fake, even though so much of it was CGI. You could not tell. I mean, it was just a beautiful film. The sound design was beautiful. The acting was next level. Timothée Chalamet brought it. Zendaya brought it. Josh Brolin brought it. I mean, all these actors just brought it to the next level. Christopher Walken, yeah, it was Christopher Walken, but even he did great in the time that he was in this. He didn't get a ton of screen time. Just such a good film. The new Black Widow. What's her name? Why isn't her name coming to me? She was in Oppenheimer. I'm blanking on her name, but she was great in this as well. She had this elegance to her, this nobility to her that was just, it was great. At 2 hours and 45 minutes, I was afraid it was going to be too long, because I'll tell you right now, the first Dune, I think the first Dune was about 2 hours and 15, 2 hours and 20, something like that. And it felt long. The first Dune felt long to me. And I think that's just because the pace in that film was very different than the pace of this one. The pace in that film was very intentionally slow, building up to what this movie is. This movie did not feel long at all. Even though it was a longer film than the first movie, it didn't feel long at all. It just, it ended and I wanted more. If there's a negative in this film, and I'd be nitpicking to find a lot of real negatives here. If there's a negative, the ending kind of left me in a place where, I would have liked to have seen a little more. And I know that there's possibly a third one coming out, Dune Messiah. I'm not sure that it's been officially greenlit yet. Maybe it has. But the ending, and we're talking the last 3, 4, 5 minutes here, the ending really made this feel like the middle part of a trilogy, where I think the movie would have been more satisfying had they wrapped up this story. And then they could have still made the next movie. But the movie just, it ends and there's still a ton of questions. And I don't know how they would have done that, because they are adapting a book here. So I don't know how they would have done that and still stay somewhat true to the novel. Full disclosure, I've never read the Dune novels, so I don't even know how I don't even know how faithful the movies are. I'm assuming they're pretty faithful. But that's my nitpick, was that the ending felt, it didn't feel like a cliffhanger ending, but it felt like middle part of a trilogy ending. Guys, other than that, this movie was just, it was phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about it. Like I said, all the actors brought it. The CGI was great. The music was great. The sound was great. The pacing was excellent. And it really, like I said, the political commentary here, it wasn't... This day and age, you expect a certain kind of political ideology, and you expect that political ideology coming out of Hollywood to typically be very left-leaning ideology. And this isn't that either. This has its own political ideology that is not trying to placate a modern audience. And for those who've been around my channel for a while, you know that I'm okay with messaging in film. I'm okay with left-leaning messaging. I'm okay with right-leaning messaging. Because I think that that can start conversation. This was different, though. This was different. This was something that it wasn't trying to preach. It was telling a story. And the politics in it were true to that story. They weren't trying to lay the politics of this story over any real world politics. It felt genuine. It was fresh. It felt authentic. It was, yeah, it was just so good. It was so good, guys. I can't wait to watch this again. I can't wait till it's out on streaming so I can watch part 1 and 2 back to back. This was next level storytelling. This was next level storytelling. And I hope it's successful. I really hope that it makes a lot of money so that we can get that third one. If it hasn't already been greenlit. I'm not sure if it has or not. But yeah, guys. Like I said, I'm kind of at a loss for words. So let me know what you thought of Dune 2 in the comments below. My guess is if you're watching this video, you're gonna go see it, or you already have seen it. So let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. I loved it. I loved it. I mean, there's not much else to say than that, other than I loved it. So, all right, guys, thanks for being here. Let me know what you thought of it. Subscribe to my channel, and until next time, we'll see you guys later.